You slept, you drank water, you didn't run a marathon. So why are you still so exhausted? I'm not talking about the I stayed up too late kind of tired, or the I pulled an all-nighter tired. This is that heavy, foggy, full body kind of tired. The kind that makes even small tasks feel completely overwhelming. Let's explain it. First, you're probably not tired for no reason. You're tired for invisible reasons. There's a big difference. Most people think tiredness only comes from physical effort, like going to the gym. But your brain uses a massive amount of energy every single day. Modern life is a constant demand on your attention. You wake up, and immediately there are notifications, emails, news headlines, decisions to make, deadlines to meet, and social expectations to manage. It's a constant stream of input. Your body might be sitting still, but your mind has been running a marathon since the moment you opened your eyes. Mental exhaustion feels exactly like physical fatigue. Now, let's consider something a little deeper. Sometimes you're not just physically tired, you're emotionally tired. Emotional labor drains your energy in ways that aren't obvious at first. Think about it: smiling when you feel stressed, staying calm when you're overwhelmed inside, saying you're fine when you're really not. Or maybe you're overthinking conversations, replaying mistakes in your head, or silently carrying the weight of responsibilities nobody else sees. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between a physical threat and a social one. To your body, stress is just stress. When that stress becomes chronic, your body shifts into survival mode. And in survival mode, your system's main goal is to conserve energy. How does that show up in your daily life? Low motivation, brain fog, procrastination, that feeling of having heavy limbs, a deep desire to do absolutely nothing. This isn't laziness. It's a protection mechanism. There's also something called decision fatigue. The average person makes thousands of decisions every single day. What to wear, what to eat, how to respond to that email, what tone to use in a text. Did that message I sent sound strange? Am I falling behind at work? Every single one of these decisions, even the small ones, costs you energy. When your brain runs low on its decision-making resources, it doesn't send you a polite little notification. It sends you a wave of exhaustion. Now, let's talk about something that's rarely discussed: unresolved emotions. If you're avoiding a difficult conversation, putting off a major life decision, or pushing down feelings of grief or disappointment, your brain keeps that concern active in the background. It's just like having dozens of open tabs on your computer. It slows everything else down. Your mind can't fully rest when it feels like something is unfinished or unresolved. And then there's overstimulation. Our brains evolved for natural environments and small, close-knit communities. Now, they're processing an endless scroll on social media, bright screens, constant noise from the city, artificial light late into the night, and a continuous stream of comparison to others online. Even when you think you're relaxing by watching a show or scrolling, you're still consuming information. True rest isn't just the absence of movement. It's the reduction of input. Most of us rarely, if ever, experience that. Sometimes exhaustion appears because you're living just slightly out of alignment with yourself. Doing what you think you should do instead of what you need to do. Saying yes when you really want to say no. Pushing forward when your whole being is screaming for you to pause. That quiet internal resistance drains a huge amount of energy. When your actions don't match your true needs, fatigue shows up. Your body whispers before it screams, and often fatigue is the whisper. Of course, there can be physical factors too. Things like low iron levels, dehydration, poor sleep quality, hormonal shifts, too much caffeine, or a lack of sunlight. Your body's an incredibly complex chemical system, and small imbalances can create significant fatigue. But here's the most important part of all of this. Being tired does not mean you weak. It doesn't mean you lack motivation, and it definitely doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It might just mean you've been strong for far too long without proper recovery. There's a critical difference between sleep and rest. Sleep restores your physical energy, but rest restores your mental and emotional energy. And there are different forms of rest we all need. Mental rest requires quiet. Emotional rest requires honesty with yourself and others. Social rest requires space from draining interactions. Creative rest requires inspiration. Physical rest requires stillness. And sensory rest requires less stimulation. So if you feel tired for no clear reason, ask yourself this: what type of rest am I missing? Exhaustion isn't random. It's information. Your body isn't working against you. Sometimes the most productive action you can possibly take is to stop pushing. If this resonates with you, you're not alone. You're not lazy. You are likely overloaded. And now you understand why. Thanks for watching.